All right. So, what are we doing here? I just connected with everybody. First of all, I want to thank everybody for all the responses and all the views and all the feedback that I'm getting from all of you. I truly am humbled. I truly appreciate what you have to say, all of you. And what I want to do right now is just, all right, I see some people joining. I'm going to wait a couple of seconds or a few minutes just to see who's joining here. Some of my beloved people that I constantly communicate with. Hi, brother. How are you? Okay, so what I want to do here is actually give you the opportunity to ask me any kind of question that you might want to have pertaining to my videos and pertaining to all the connections that I've been having with you all. The reason I'm saying that is because I don't know if you've noticed, recently my page has exploded. It has really grown, and while I try my best to communicate and to respond to all of you that are asking questions, I don't necessarily have all that time to respond to everybody, because it's just between, everyday life and all the stuff that I'm doing through my meditations, through my connecting with stillness and all that stuff. It takes time, right? So let's see any questions that you might have. I'm sure a lot of you have checked out a lot of my videos. So any questions that you might have regarding, I don't know, manifestation. Hi, how are you? Tracy Venzo, what's your view on the world today? That's a beautiful question. What is my view on the world today? Okay, that comes from Rape Stress. I don't know if I'm saying that correct. Or Repeatress. Okay. Well, that's a good question. The view on the world today is this. I'm glad you asked it. The world today, believe it or not, is exactly the way it's supposed to be. I know that it might sound strange to you, because we are conditioned to believe that we always need to fight for something, or we need to challenge ourselves to accomplish something, but that's not the way it is. Actually, the world is perfect the way it is. Why? Because the way it is, it gives everybody the opportunity to awaken and to realize their highest potential. And that's why the world is exactly the way it should be. So I love it. I wouldn't change anything about it. Thank you for your wonderful question. Another question coming from Love Angel 22. I feel energy in my head a lot in the center. It feels like it will explode. What's happening to me? Okay. Great question. If you can feel all this energy in your head and in the center, and it feels like it's going to explode, it actually won't explode. So you don't have anything to worry about that. It just means that you are so connected to yourself at the present moment that you are allowing this energy to build. Excuse the background. There is some thunder here, which I adore. I adore every weather condition, but thunder doesn't bother me. I hope it doesn't bother you. So yes, this energy is building and it's expanding. And as it expands and builds, you just let it be. You have nothing to worry about. That's actually a very good sign. Thank you for your question, Love Angel 22. Repeaters, not at all. Okay, that's fine. Fitting in why life's Okay, 707p, fitting in and why life goes quiet. Not sure what you mean by that, but yes, the crickets are calming. Thank you. You certainly are. Usually at this time of the night, I will just sit back and listen to them because they actually, believe it or not, they help me connect with nature and my true being. Hello, my friend. This is Joe Spoutland 142. Okay, Love Angel again. Thank you. I'm glad I can answer your question, Love Angel 22. 707p, it feels like I'm alone. Guess what, my friend? You are never, ever alone. You are never alone. That, I guarantee you. Maybe you might feel like you are alone, but you never are. And the way you can actually figure this out is just by actually sitting still and realizing that you are not alone. Okay? Because you never are. Your higher being, first of all, your inner being, is always there to guide you. And if I might say, protect you as well. You don't need any protection, but I'll say that. Alright, I hope I answered your question. Lenny, I believe, good evening. Good evening to you too. Nice, thank you. Repeatress, thank you very much. I love your questions. I really love your questions. Repeatress, do you believe in other life forms? 1000%. No two ways about it. Yes, I do believe in other life forms. As a matter of fact, when you say the word believe, the word believe actually, or belief in general, is something that we just take it for granted. Okay? There's a huge difference between believing in something and knowing something. So, what I'm sharing with you is not my belief. It is my knowledge. I hope I answered your question. Yes, there are other life forms. Many and plenty. Good evening to you too. Thank you. Cool. You liked it. Do you believe we meet again when we pass? This comes from Lisa Jane 670. Again, the word believe, I think I just explained that earlier. I'm just going to share my knowledge with you. 1000% we do meet when we pass. As a matter of fact, when we pass, it's just like going from one room to another. That's really what's happening. So yes, we are. Okay, turn off invites. Decline this. I got cut off. Sorry about that. I'm still trying to figure this live thing. This guy's so cool. Thank you. I love your interactions. Really do. Any other questions that you might have? Thunder. I don't know if you can hear it. It goes so well with the crickets in the background. Any other questions that you might have? I'm open to anything. Your videos are really helping me to move on. This comes from Ichi68. Thank you very much, my friend. I believe that you are in Germany, if I remember correctly. And just the fact that you are from Germany, I'm actually impressed that your English is so... you're very knowledgeable of the English language. I'm glad that my videos help you. This is the whole purpose of this whole page. It's to help others awaken and realize who they really, really are. Because it's mind-blowing when you realize who they are. Okay, a lot. Thank you very much. I hope I answered your question. Okay, Chak Alkari. Please be with you. Okay, happened back as well. This happened to me. Cross paths when we get okay. Thanks. Are you a Canadian native? That's a very interesting question because if you follow some of my videos, actually you're going to notice something. I try not to identify with any race, religion, gender, ethnicity, or anything like that because I truly Not believe, I truly know that we are way beyond ethnicities. But to answer your question in physical terms, yes, I am Canadian. I hope I answered your question on that. Okay? How did you gain your knowledge? 3 Dome 27. That's another beautiful question. Thank you for asking that. My knowledge is obtained and downloaded all the time, unless I stop it. And when I say downloaded, I mean when I go into the silent mode, into the silence, to the present moment, I connect with who I really am because I've done it numerous times. So it's a lot easier for me to do than somebody just starting off. But everybody has this capability and ability to do so. So when I am in this connection with who I really am, information just pours in constantly to the point where I need to sit back, relax, and just say, okay, I'm shutting it off for now because I just had enough for today. We'll move on another time. I hope I answered your question. Sorry for what? I didn't understand that one. Repeater's okay. Steve, I really like your videos. Thank you. And I really love your comments, Steve. Appreciate it. YYCMD. Okay, yes, it doesn't matter where we are from geographically. Totally agree. I'm glad to see that you guys are on the same page. This guy, same about ethnicity. I feel the same about ethnicity. Absolutely. I love your hearts. Just became a top #1 viewer. Okay. Are you familiar with David Hawkins? The name seems familiar, but I can't really say that I am familiar with it. Just the name seems familiar. I'm just having a coffee. Thank you, guys. You guys are so generous. I'm getting all kinds of hearts and flowers, and I love it. Roses. I love you guys. I really, really love you guys. You guys are some of the most, not just entertaining, but some of the most unique and engaging people that I've ever met. I love you all. Okay. Just a slide. The physics of God. Wow. Okay. Texas Tech, Joseph Slide, the physics of God. I'm not sure if that's a question. You want me to answer what the physics of God is, or is this a book written by somebody that I'm not aware of? You can elaborate. There's a lot of information that is similar to yours. Okay, I see where you're going with this. Beautiful. Send roses. You do one-on-one sessions. 3 Dome 27. That's a great question. As of now, I don't do one-on-one sessions, but I feel the urge to start them. It's just because I've realized that there's a lot of people that want to connect, and there's a lot of people that need help, and I'm all about love, light, and helping others. So yes, I'm going to start doing them. Please read it. It is a book. Okay, that's what I thought it was. Thank you, Texas, Massachusetts. Yes, it is. I will read it. Thank you. To remember every life your soul has ever lived. Okay. Is there a way to, in a higher dimensions, to reincarnate? I just got to see some of these comments. Sorry, guys. Okay, One Love Light. Is there a way, if you reincarnate in higher dimensions, to remember every life your soul has lived? That's a fantastic question. And my answer to you is this, that every time you reincarnate, you can remember every lifetime your soul has ever lived. As a matter of fact, you don't even need to cross over to know this information. You can do it right here, right now. Of course, it takes some practice, but I hope I answered your question. Okay, do you retrieve? Yes, you can. I've done what you suggested about connecting. Okay, what was this? I love this. Got a beautiful hat, thank you. I've done what you suggested about connecting to my husband in silence. So far, nothing. I need help. Okay, Laura Gallardi. Thank you for your response. I'm glad you did what I suggested for you to connect with your husband. I think in your case, I believe it would be Laura, your first name. I think in your case, maybe you're just trying a little too hard. Don't try too hard. Maybe you're feeling the pain still of his loss. I want you to stop feeling that pain in order for you to connect, actually. So if you stop the pain, you stay present in the present moment, and you don't try that hard, and you just listen, kind of like right now, we're listening to the crickets, the rain, the thunder. Just be silent. You're going to have great success in communicating with your husband. I guarantee you. Okay, Texas, thank you. If you're on YouTube, thank you. I will see that. What's your spirit name? I love that. I don't have a spirit name. You know why? Because you're a lot more than just a spirit. In reality, you don't have a name. Some choose to have names and some choose not to. I love the drum roll. I choose not to have a name because I know I'm beyond it, and so are you. I love that. Judy Smoke just became a top 2 viewer. Thank you, Judy. I love it. 3Dum27, does energy have levels? What a beautiful question. You guys are so smart here today. Yes, energy does have levels. Definitely. And how can I explain that? Think of it in terms, since we're out here in thunder and lightning, lightning is energy too, right? So a lightning bolt is not going to have the same energy as, let's say, a flower that's beside me. Even though they all contain energy, the amounts of energy and the level of the energy is different. And that's when you become an energy master, you understand the differences and you understand how to communicate with all these different energies. Great question, love it. Okay, Just J Hart, thank you. Laura, I'm glad you loved my answer, Laura. Yes, 3 p.m. Repeated yes, 3Dom. Okay, beautiful. User 83228779321984. Starts with a K. Okay, feels like I've known you for many lives. And you know what? Chances are you have. Because, like I've said before, everything is happening in the now. Okay? And you are interacting with me right here, right now, in the present moment. And since you are doing this, you have done it many times, all over in different lifetimes. Great question, I love it. I hope I answered that the way you like it. Martina, how does this knowledge can help remembering the info from past lives? Okay, Martina, that's a very good question. To be quite honest with you, everything helps, but the most important thing that I can suggest for you is to not worry about past lives. You know why? Because you are right here, right now, at this present moment. And what that means is that you need to focus on your present moment and not be too preoccupied with remembering past lives and trying to learn the lessons from them. Your higher self, your inner being, who you really are, already knows about all these past lives and already has all this knowledge. You are here for one reason only, and that reason is for you to just be focused and connected to this life. I hope I answered that question for you. Great question. Laura, yes, I think so too. I'm glad you did. Laura, I love your message. Thank you. Send rock and roll ×1. Thank you. Too many labels. Yes, Jackson. Totally agree. A lot of labels. Labels just confuse things. Love Angel, what does ears ringing mean? Another fantastic question. So, I'm glad that you brought this up, because a lot of times people go to the doctor because they have this condition in their ears that keeps ringing, okay? And while in some cases it's granted, I'm not saying all cases are like that, ringing of the ears generally, in my view, means that you are connected to other dimensions. So I wouldn't see this necessarily as a disease or a problem with your ears. I would see this as a sign that you are at a place in time right here, right now, that you can connect with other dimensions. I wouldn't really worry about it unless it becomes really extreme and then it interferes with your actual hearing. At that point, I would suggest you look at some of my videos and see how you can heal yourself. Great question. Fire times 10. Thank you, Jody. What happens once I contacted my highlight? Okay, you mean your higher self? That's a great question. What happens is, I will tell you what happens with me, okay? I feel goosebumps. I'm just sitting down, I just feel goosebumps to the point where even my hair can even not raise like you just had like you were electrocuted, but I mean, you can feel it, right? You can feel it in your hair. You get goosebumps, or at least I do. And at the same time, I am aware that I am aware. I don't know if that makes sense. I am aware of awareness, and all of a sudden, I have become one with not just everything around me, but I have become one with pretty much the whole universe. And I am sure and positive this can happen to everybody if you know how to connect. Great question. Thank you. Are you a fan of Ad Hashanti? I don't know who that is actually, Jackson. I can always look him up. Freedom 27. So wealth has different level than love. Absolutely. Wealth is at a different level than love, but we got to understand something. Love is the highest vibration achievable on this planet and universe. Everything else is striving to be love, or trying to become love. I don't know if that makes sense. So wealth, while it's a great thing to have, is not on the same vibration as love. Which means if you accumulate wealth, it doesn't necessarily mean that you love or you're a loving person. But to be a loving person, you can accumulate wealth. I hope that answers your question. Okay, One Love Light. I think we live on a mothership. What are your thoughts on what Earth is? It's a very, very good question, actually. And I'm not here to change your beliefs at all. If you believe that you are on a mothership, you create your own reality. Remember that. We really, really do. That's a whole different topic, whole different conversation. The Earth is, if you're asking me if I believe that the Earth is a mothership, I personally don't see it as a mothership. I see the Earth as a being of its own. It's a conscious being of its own. Everything around us is conscious. And that's how I see Mother Earth. I see it as a conscious being that is aware of us being on it, by the way. User 832, okay, I just know it. Perfect. I got 25 new messages here, which I'm not... Hi, what star seeds, my friend? Hi, what are star seeds, my friend? It's a great question. Don't see 4R3. What are star seeds, my friend? I really don't pay a lot of attention to stuff like that. Not that there's a lot of people that are very knowledgeable with star seeds. My understanding of it is it's just you came from a different star, different galaxy, and you are a seed here to Earth. That's my understanding of it. But don't quote me on it, because I really don't follow up a lot with that. I just go within and find answers. And that's something that I haven't really questioned. If you're single, is there someone waiting for you? Beautiful question again. There's always somebody waiting for us. Remember that. It's all about endings, Jackson. I agree. It's endings and beginnings, but if you take the two together, you really don't have a beginning, you really don't have an end. It just is. Everything just is. Okay, are you young psycho? How do I know I just connected with my higher self? I think I just answered that. Are you a medium? Your question, are you a medium? No, I'm not a medium. But, again, we're putting labels. And I can pretty much do what mediums do. Just in a different way. Thank you. So, let's see, what else do we have here? Can I ask you about star seeds or the black sheeps? Would help a lot. I think I answered that. The other night, 1 a.m., I closed my fridge as I was drinking water, and I saw my dad for 0.003 seconds. That is quite possible that you saw your dad. Very, very possible. You know why? Because they never leave us. I've actually made videos on this. They never, ever leave us. The difference between them and us in the physical realm is that they can see us. We can't, for the most part. I do know that there are a lot of people that can. And the only difference is that we can sense them, but not see them, but they can do both. So yes, I do believe that you did see your dad. No problem, Love Angel. Love Angel. This Becca, absolutely. Okay, super fast, but I had crazy goosebumps and I jumped. Not a scary feeling, more like happy. Absolutely. And that's what you would feel. You would get those goosebumps. And no, you're not going to be afraid. There's nothing to be afraid when you connect with yourself. You get the goosebumps, but it's just like, oh, it's like an awakening. It's just like, really? Have I been sleeping this long? Kind of those things, right? No, you will never fear. You will never feel fear. That's fantastic. Does cold showers help? Great questions. Cold showers don't help you to connect with who you really are, but they do help you with your overall health. So, I'm a fan of cold showers, I really am. But not to connect with your higher self. They just help you with different health elements. They just make your immune system stronger. Love that question. How to hold to this feeling of connection? Freedom 27. That's a beautiful question. The best way that I know of you to hold this feeling of connection, other than just doing this multiple times, is just to remain present and still at the present moment. So even if you just stand still for a bit and you just observe, that connection is amazing. Okay, I hope I answered that. Sarah, do you think astral travel can help you in your spiritual journey? Any advice on this? Beautiful question, Sarah. Yes, astral travel can definitely help you in your spiritual journey. because you see things that you haven't seen before on your physical realm. I'm talking about you connect with different beings, you connect with your higher self, not always, but most of the time. You also connect with the other yous on soul levels, I'm talking about, in different dimensions and all that. So yes, definitely astral travel does help with your journey. What if you're feeling less, like all I want to give love, but it's so scary to receive it? That's a great question. Don't CR43. If you're willing to give love, don't be afraid to receive it. Ever. Receiving love is one of the greatest things that you can actually do other than giving it. Don't be scared of it. Hi, how do you know your purpose in life? Thank you. Great question. By connecting with who you really are. Your purpose in life will become known to you, either through a feeling that you get, or maybe a download, a thought, a vision, something like that you might get. That's great. Great question. Years ago, I seen you in a dream of mine. That's a very, very interesting comment. I'm just going to call you K because I see the K beside it. Thank you, K. Maybe you have seen me in a dream of yours. Like I said, dreams are not what we think they are. You can actually travel to other realms and other realities. And they're very real. I would try, if I were you, to do a lucid dreaming. You're going to get even more info there. Thank you for that. H68, I thought about the sentence, being aware that you are aware. First I didn't understand, but now I do. I'm glad you do. Yes. That sentence, being aware that you are aware, when you look at something, you are aware of it. Okay? I'm looking at this cup. I'm aware of this cup. Okay? But now, as I'm looking at this cup and I'm aware of it, this is where the second level comes. I am aware that I am aware of this cup. That is the key to connect to who you really are. Love you. Great question. Hi, Mir. Thank you very much. 20 new messages. We are not our thoughts. Jackson. No, we're not. Totally agree. I totally agree. We are not our thoughts. We can never be our thoughts because our thoughts are just something that randomly comes to us. I've said this before. We are receivers. Our mind, our brain is just a receiver of thoughts. We don't generate the thoughts. We receive them. And that's why we can't be hooked on them, because the minute we're hooked on them, it's just a repetitive cycle. They keep coming back over and over and over again. So if you can just observe them, you stand back, you realize that you are not your thoughts. If you can observe something, you are not it. That's a beautiful statement. Thank you. Hello from Boston, Massachusetts. Hello, Boston. Love your city. Love your state. And I also love your lobster there and all that. You guys are amazing. You have some amazing places to go in a beautiful downtown and beautiful buildings, a lot of waterfront. I love Boston. Thank you for connecting. Great knowledge, man. Vladimir, thank you, my friend. I'm humbled. We all have access to this knowledge when we connect with who we really are. But thank you. Just Jay, I received a huge download and now I feel such anger about myself. I wouldn't feel anger at all. Okay? Anger is an emotion that only leads to sickness, disease, if I may say, because anger is something that if you allow it, it consumes your whole body. Don't hold on to anger. Let it go. Find something positive. Connect with love and just hold on to that feeling. I would let anger go. Thank you for sharing, though. I'm sorry for what? I don't understand. Deepak Chopra believes we are all an illusion. Jackson. I'm familiar with Deepak Chopra, actually. He believes we're all an illusion. Like I've said before, you create your own reality. That's just Deepak Chopra's reality. The way I perceive my reality is, while you can say that everything around you is kind of like an illusion, like Deepak says, I believe and I know for a fact that we are the creators of this illusion. And I'm sure Deepak Chopra mentioned something around those lines as well. Great person, great teacher, great doctor. I love him. Thank you for your question and your comment. How you receive download? Vladimir, by staying silent, still, calming your mind, calming your thoughts. Over time, as you practice, you will receive these downloads in a form of a feeling, a thought, a vision. Generally, it's one of those three, or maybe all three. I hope I answer your question. All right. So, my friends, I love this too, Jackson. Yes, energy never dies. My friends, I really, really love this live. It is getting dark out here. And on this note, I am going to say good night. I love you all very, very much. I appreciate all your comments, all your messages. And I really love the fact that you stayed here and you were watching me. I am going to be connecting with you more often. I really am, because I really enjoy this interaction. Love you all very, very much. Thank you for your time. And I'm going to be doing more of these. So this is not the first or last time you see me. Love and light to all. And no matter what you do, be the greatest you. Love yous.